Welcome. This is part 3. During an evacuation. If you are notified of an emergency, immediately stop all activities. Remain calm. If you are given advance notice, such as a stage 1 alarm, you should prepare to evacuate, then listen for further instructions. Finally, if there is a stage 2 alarm or an order given by the emergency notification system, then evacuate the building. Direct other occupants to evacuate and report to the designated assembly point. Evacuations can be very stressful, demanding, or exhausting for building occupants. As a CERT member, you may be subjected to a variety of reactions, ranging from panic to unwilling or uninterested. Be patient, polite, and professional. It is important to remember that all building occupants will be affected in some way. Maintain a professional attitude and do not allow others to take control of your emotions. Occupants may take exception with the evacuation procedure, but do not give them an opportunity to complain about member conduct or the manner in which the order to evacuate was given. Do not receive complaints or unwillingness to evacuate as a personal challenge. Intentional non-compliance and conduct issues during mandatory evacuations will be addressed directly by the authority having jurisdiction, such as a police or fire officials, campus safety staff, and appropriate supervisors. Here are some tips for managing building occupants during an evacuation. Deliver your message of evacuation in a professional manner. Provide details of the reason for the evacuation if known. Advise occupants that the evacuation is mandatory. If you suspect that an occupant did not understand or hear your message, reiterate the requirement to evacuate. Deliver your message of evacuation to occupants or unwilling evacuees a second time to ensure they have heard your message. Note direct comments made by unwilling evacuees, as well as their room number and name, if known. Respond as if you are being watched. The last thing you should have to do is defend your actions when you were trying to help others. The U of L uses an emergency notification system that can simultaneously deliver emergency messages on a variety of platforms, such as email, fire alarm speakers, and display and audio messages on VoIP phones. Emergency messages will also be shown on U of L's website, social media pages, and mobile app. Security services and emergency management are pre-authorized to activate the emergency notification system and fire alarm speaker systems when required. Each facility is equipped with sounds, bells, tones, and strobe lights, which may be unique to the facility. If you receive emergency information in any form, always react as if it is real. Security services and emergency management will immediately initiate an investigation to verify the emergency. You will need to ensure you have the best known information to properly direct others. First, stop what you are doing immediately. Listen for emergency notification messages and await further instructions. If an emergency that requires evacuation is directly reported to you or the stage 2 fire alarm is raised, then initiate the evacuation. During an emergency, it is very important that you remain calm. In order to assist in directing an effective evacuation, it is important to deliver your message in a clear, concise, and confident manner. People may mirror your reaction in an emergency. If other occupants follow your confidence, there will be less confusion and panic, leading to a quicker, safer, and more effective evacuation. If you receive advance notice to prepare to evacuate, such as a stage 1 fire alarm, immediately follow these steps. First, log off of your computer, secure sensitive information, and lock your desk or personal space. Don your CERT high visibility vest and ensure you have a notebook and pencil. Next, close windows and doors in your area of responsibility, but do not lock them in case responders need access. Grab your personal belongings, important documents, and ID card. Also grab a coat if needed. If you are away from your workspace, do not go back for your belongings. Finally, wait and listen for further instructions or the sound of a stage 2 alarm. After the initial delivery of a Stage 1 alarm or ENS message, security services will initiate an investigation to verify the emergency. You may receive instructions to stand by while the verification process is activated. If a Stage 1 alarm triggers the Stage 2 alarm or the message is delivered via the emergency notification system, then evacuation is mandatory. CERT members are first responders to campus emergencies and may be among the first to take action. The life safety of CERT members and the campus community is paramount. CERT members are not expected or encouraged to respond to dangerous situations. CERT members are also not required to check all rooms during an evacuation. You can, if safe to do so, follow the procedure of knock, walk, talk, and report. Remember to knock, walk, talk, and report. Knock on the doors as you self-evacuate the area and close doors as you proceed. Do not enter locked doors. Only open doors to announce evacuation if you are comfortable doing so. Walk. Do not run. Evacuating in a controlled fashion will lessen confusion. Remember that people may mirror your reaction. Talk. As you evacuate the area, announce and verbalize the requirement to evacuate. Do not enter into a debate with non-compliant persons, but rather inform them that it is against fire code to remain inside the facility. Record non-compliance in your notebook, name, room number, and general description. Report. Direct evacuees to the designated assembly point. Make a verbal report to security or emergency services regarding the status of your area. Call 911. Never assume that others have made the call in an emergency situation. More communication is always better than less in an emergency. You can also, if in a safe place, call Campus Safety's 24-hour emergency phone line at 403-329-2345. If necessary, call out to others in your area for help. You can dial 911 directly from any phone. There is no need to dial an initial 9 first to get an outside line. During an evacuation, do not use the elevators. Proceed to the stairs. Walk quickly and calmly to the nearest safe marked exit and tell others to do the same. Stay to the right during an evacuation. This allows emergency workers to get through. Use the handrail for stability. If necessary, remove high-heeled shoes for a safe and rapid evacuation. If occupants need to rest or have fallen and can be moved, direct them to the nearest safe landing. Do not stop on or block the stairwell. If someone has fallen and cannot be moved, assure them emergency responders will be sent to rescue them as soon as possible. Continue to evacuate even if the alarm stops. Silencing of the fire alarm does not necessarily mean that it is safe to occupy the building. Assist persons with mobility challenges. Exit the building and move directly to your assembly point. Use caution when walking into the street as traffic may be unaware that the building is being evacuated. Once at the assembly point, report to your supervisor or site leader, remain quiet, and stay with your group. Report to security services or emergency services authorities. You should know where the primary and alternative assembly points are for your building. Note that assembly points are not physically marked, so you should know where they are located ahead of time. In the event that you are unable to evacuate willing members of the community due to injury, incapacitation, or mobility challenges, you will need to take actions that will enhance their safety until emergency services are able to complete a rescue. If you decide to remain with the person, call 911 and provide the location, type of assistance required, and details of the condition of the person. Maintain a clear exit route for the other evacuees. If you decide to self-evacuate, inform the person about your plan to leave for the purposes of getting help. Ensure that you have properly recorded the location, name, and mobile phone number if possible. Reassure the person that you will send emergency responders immediately. If you remain with the person, assist them into a stairwell or other controlled space and close the door. Do not lock the door in case emergency responders require access. Record your location. Do not rely on memory in an emergency, since you may get overwhelmed and confused. If you have a mobile phone, call 911 and tell the dispatcher where you are located. If there is a fire or smoke, seal all cracks where smoke may get in, such as air vents or underneath the door, by using sweaters, jackets, or wet material. Improvise masks for you and the other person to breathe. Crouch low to the floor. Remain calm and wait to be rescued. Do not consider jumping. If you decide to self-evacuate, assist the person into a stairwell or other controlled space and close the door. Do not lock the door in case emergency responders need access. Record their location. Do not rely on memory in an emergency situation. Call 911 and report the location of the incapacitated person. Reassure the person that you will send emergency responders immediately and to remain calm. If there is a fire or smoke, give them your extra clothing, if you have any. They can use this to seal cracks where smoke might get in. Crouch low to the floor when you self-evacuate. When safe, immediately report the location of the incapacitated person to emergency responders or security services.